It's that time of the year again. Time for me to react to your redstone builds. But unlike last year, I've decided to make it into a bit of a game this time around. A challenge, if you will. Can I guess what your redstone contraption does just by looking at it? Today, I've been given 5 world downloads from you guys with absolutely zero context, and we're gonna see just how many of them I can guess right. But first, a couple ground rules to keep things nice and fair. Number 1, I'm not allowed to touch any of the redstone. Number 2, I am allowed to look into containers such as droppers, hoppers, and barrels, but I should avoid it as much as possible. And of course, some spaces are too small for me to fit into, so spectator mode is allowed. Now, as a seasoned redstoner, I feel like I should be pretty good at this, but yeah, we'll just have to see. Feel free to play along with me and see if you can beat my score. Let's get started. Okay, so we have our first one here by Mr. Mystery 19. That's their Minecraft username. Ahead is my submission. Good luck figuring it out, and please don't TP to world spawn or else you might spoil yourself. Okay. Oh, and of course, a lectern. Oh, explanation. Do not read until ready. Yep, no problem, no problem. All right, let's see. What do we have here? We do have 3+ and then like an arrow and a 2 and a none sign. It looks like we've got some sort of modular design, right? So each of these is a module. We've got a shulker box and we've got this coming down. This is reading to me like some kind of item filter. You can see we've got the 2 signal strength here going into repeater, going into a torch. So that is the classic item sorter design there. It seems like if it's able to filter down, it will. But if it's not able to, it'll actually go into this dropper, which will then be detected like this, and then kick that off to then output here. When it's able to go down, this redstone dust reaches here and turns off this torch. Each of these torches is right next to another dropper that's facing into this same water stream, which flows down this way and then comes back around. That goes into this hopper here, into this crafter. That crafter is being read in 3 different directions. This line here goes into the none category. In the left arrow 2 category, let's follow that one backwards. That gets triggered from this. And then 3+ comes from here. Look, there's even a locking repeater here that's coming from this one, which is supposed to trigger the left arrow 2. That's actually also coming from this over here. So both of them lock the +3 repeater. Now, I don't think any of the other ones are being locked. No, this one's being locked as well. This one's being locked by the none. All right, before I start looking into these containers here, let's think about this a little bit. You put down the shulker boxes, you push the button. It'll take some number of items out of each shulker box at the exact same time. Some of them will flow down to the bottom. Some of them will flow back into the shulker box. If it flows down to the bottom, it will trigger this, right? Up here, whatever that is. Some number of items is going to make its way into this crafter. As it does, it will trigger 1 or more of these 3 and give you an output here. This is some form of counter, or maybe like a calculator almost. Okay, I'm going to start looking into these things. Cat. Elephant. Sheep. Bear. Okay, that throws a wrench into things pretty significantly. What are we doing with animals? Okay, let's see what's in here. This is cats. These are elephants. Do they match? This, I'm guessing, is empty, empty. Yes, what's down here? Bunch of cats, which means that this also has a cat. Okay, yes. What's up here? Nothing. I wonder what's going on there. What are these doing? Is this empty too? Yeah, it is. Huh, I thought these would be stocked with something. Okay, let's take a look at these right here. Okay, so this is set to a signal strength of 4. That one's set to a signal strength of 2. And this one's set to a signal strength of 1. So 1, 2, 4. Interesting. So the +3 one is actually the weakest. Oh, that's not an arrow. That's less than or equal to 2. You can tell I've been out of school for way too long. Holy crap. Okay, we trace that back into this, which has a signal strength of 2. We got it. This is a mini game, kind of similar to Wordle, where you have to guess the sequence of 4 animals, and it tells you whether or not you got none correct, less than or equal to 2 correct, or 3 plus correct. Wait, no, this tells you how many you got wrong, I think. That's my final answer. So if I push this button, actually we should see none light up. Let's do it. Will it work? Okay, yes, I saw none light up. Okay, so let's get a couple of them wrong. So this one's supposed to be cat, right? So let's put in dog. We should see less than or equal to 2 light up instead. Yep, yep, we see that, and we do see dog back in here. Perfect. Yeah, I think I figured this one out. Let's see the explanation, shall we? Hope you enjoy what I've built regardless of if you guess it or not. Well, I think I pretty much aced this one, although it did take some time. We'll see how much makes it into the final video, but thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one. But before we move on, I just want to say we are extremely close to 100,000 subscribers, and I know that we can hit it by the end of the year. So if you're enjoying the content but not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's free and it would make me very happy. Thank you so much, and now back to the show. All right, 1 for 1 right now. I'm feeling pretty good, but we do have a good amount of spaghetti in front of us, it looks like. Okay. So this is also looking like some kind of game. I do see what looks like a potential display over there. Now, I don't even know where to start. There's a button here. That's something. There's also a lever here. That's also something. This one doesn't seem to have much of a user interface. So this is going to be much, much harder for me to parse. But I think I might try to go backwards. Let's see what the display is all about. I'm very curious about the display. So the display has 3 inputs going into it. So we've got this really long comparator line coming over here. It's splitting into here. This is some form of red coder, which terminate here. That looks very red codery. Let's focus on this slice for now. This is looking like an RS NOR latch. So item will get bumped up into there. And if we follow the torches, some of it's going here, some of it's going there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 segment display right here. And it is based on signal strength. Perfect. Now we have another kind of display going on. When this redstone block is over here, it would push this piston up, and that will move this whole block here, which will activate this entire line of observers. And essentially, it just turns on a single line, like that. Interesting. So it's either a 1 or it's nothing. That gives me a little bit of a clue what might be going on. We do have like a tens place digit, and we have a ones place digit. So this is a counter that goes from 0 to 19, or at least has that range. I'm not exactly sure if it goes in that order yet. And now we have the brains of the system, which, I mean, who freaking knows what's going on here? Okay, so this looks like some sort of binary counter. So 4-bit binary counter. It is currently displaying 0000, but when I push this button, that will toggle this one off, which will toggle this one on. So we'll have 1000. Basically what happens with these is you're feeding pulses into the least significant bit. So this is actually read right to left. So 0001. Okay, this might get the best of me because there's only so much I can hold in my brain at once. We've got this huge line of locked repeaters for some reason. I do not know what's going on there. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. 15. What's significant about 15? Maybe it's signal strength. I don't know. Speaking of signal strength, I'm going to read this lectern. Okay, so it needs to be at least signal strength 9 to get through there. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It needs to be at least signal strength 9 to get through there. Now, how about this one? We're looking at 10. This is subtracted, by the way. So it's something minus 10. That kind of makes sense. We're at a base 10 system. Okay, so as I suspected before, this displays the signal strength. This right here is a binary counter. Oh yeah, it's also 4 bits, right? Which means it goes from 0 to 15. that explains the 15 locked repeaters. Okay, got it. So without following all the rest of the logic, my guess is that it will take whatever binary number is here and it displays it on the display. And I believe that this lever right here extends all the pistons necessary to actually display a number. And then this button is an incrementer. Let's see if I'm correct about that. So let's activate the display. It should in theory say 0, I think. Okay, stuff is happening. It does say 0. Okay, let's increment this to 1. Right, so now we have 0, 0, 0, 1. That makes sense. But let's see, do we see, yep, we see some redstoning happening. It's doing a thing, and it has turned on a 1. Okay, yeah, this might be one of the weirdest ways I've ever seen binary converted into signal strength. Not that I would know how to do that offhand. I've actually never done that before, now that I think about it. This right here, this line of locked repeaters is so interesting to me. Look at that. Look at that. And then it turns this on for, I guess, an appropriate amount of time to look at that. I think what ends up happening is this stores the number of repeaters that's equivalent to the number that is here, and then pushes that through, extends this piston into this decay clock, and lets it decay only until that value is reached, and then it gets read out into this signal. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get every single detail of how this thing does what it does correct, but I think I nailed exactly what it does, right? As an input and output. So 2 for 2 for old Jazzy. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one. All right, now we have awesome Sebastian with a submission, and I'm immediately met with click both buttons. Ominous. Oh, it's encased. It's fully encased. I think I'm gonna have to enter, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Oh, it doesn't have a roof. All right, so I'm seeing a calibrated skulk sensor that is set to the max. Unfortunately, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I don't know if I'm allowed to look that up. But anyways, okay, so these two buttons, they need to both be off. So, I mean, we do have comparators. Those are both going into blocks, going into these torches. And as soon as both of those torches turn off, oh, no, sorry. Both of those torches have to turn on for something to happen. Not sure that's how an AND gate works, by the way. Only one of them needs to turn on in order to turn on this line, and that will turn off this torch, which will fire this dispenser. There's water here. So I'm guessing it sucks up the water. Maybe that is what triggers this. Wait, now that I'm looking at it, hold on a second. That dispenser is right next to a solid block of wood, isn't it? That's not a stair or anything, is it? But okay, then it will play some sort of song, and then it comes back this way, ends here, but also splits off this way, which will do a bit of a monostable action, come back into here, and then go into, oh, this down here. Okay. So it doesn't just play a song. Basically, when it hits the end of the song, it just comes down here and then splits off. Let's go follow this side of it first, which will activate this dropper or dispenser. And when it splits off into this direction, it will be passed along to here. That will turn off this torch, which will turn off this line of redstone, which will pull both of these blocks back. I'm gonna take a quick peek inside here. Rockets, interesting. I see. Yeah, so this goes shunk shunk and then fires a firework. I wonder why I need to do both buttons. Is it because... No, actually, yeah, why do I need to do both buttons? Let me try to figure that out. That can't be an accident, right? Okay, I misread this like crazy, apparently. Okay, so this torch is already on. This thing is already being powered. So when this line turns on, that doesn't change anything. And then this torch turns off. Once again, doesn't change anything. I'm surprised it took me this long to actually read it. Let me double check this. This one I'm being very specific because it's simple and I have to be 100% correct for it to be like correct in my eyes. All right, I'm locking it in. So I think that if I push this button, nothing will happen. Okay. I think that if I push this button, nothing will happen. Okay. I think that if I push this button, nothing will happen. Okay. And I think if I push this button, then it will play a song, open up the hatch, and shoot a firework. Oh. What's happened? Oh. Interesting. Okay, so first of all, it did a TNT instead of sucking up the water. That was a wrong assumption on my part, but also no firework. The second thing that I got wrong was that this full strength calibrated skulk, I wonder what exactly it gets triggered by. Is it triggered by piston noises? Very, very curious. Yeah, I don't have a good read on how right or wrong I was, so let's actually go back to the Google form and see what they put down for what this is. All right, moment of truth. Let's see. Infinite 50/50 machine. Hope to get lucky and have a long run. Explanation. It activates by explosion/mob death calibrated skulk sensor. When the firework goes off, it reactivates. Interesting. An infinite 50/50 machine. Where's the 50% randomizer? You know what? I'm going to say that this one stumped me. We are 2 for 3 at the moment. So, well done. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so next up we have Big Fat Icy. This actually seems a lot easier to read than a couple of the other ones that we've had. So let's see what we have. We do have a sign. Oh, turn on. Okay, yeah, definitely won't do that just yet. But I am free to trace the line. So let's see what happens when I do turn it on. So it comes down here. It splits into 2. Let's focus on this path for now. So let's follow these pillars down. Up here, up here, up here, and into all of these pistons up here. So that will pull all these stone blocks to the side. The other pillar, it comes down here, activates this. Ooh, that's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game. That is ripe for quasi-connectivity, just warning you. But okay, it comes down here, activates all of these pistons, which go to nothing, which leads me to believe that there's a flying machine involved, and yes, indeed, there is. Okay, so this is a flying machine stopper, essentially. Okay, good to know. It also comes down in this direction. We have some redstone going to nothing, which I assume, like over here, right? I assume this is to reactivate the flying machine. We have this line coming over here. We come this way into all of these repeaters, which go into what exactly, I wonder. And we also have a second flying machine. Now that is very interesting. So we have a vertical flying machine that looks like it can pull down the entire floor. And then we also have 2 sets of horizontal flying machines that come and replace the floor, it looks like. So here's my guess. I believe that when I push the button, this will drop down all the way to the bottom, and both of these will come in, meet in the center, and then push up to basically replenish the glass floor. And then when I push the button again, it will do the opposite. Let's see if I'm correct. Let's see this. Yes, go down into the floor. And then pretty soon, this should start closing. There we go. Yeah, we have our first wave, like ripple wave, and then this should push up eventually as well. There we go. And then it should do basically the exact opposite when I push the button again. So, pull back. There we go. Oh, I missed these side bits. That's really cool. There it is. Let me see the side bits, actually. I completely missed these. Oh, yeah, these are flying machines as well. And oh, it pushes a whole row of these stone blocks in front of these repeaters. And that's how it actually activates all of these pistons back here. That's cool. All right, 3 for 4. Now let's move on to the final one, which I'm frankly terrified of. Okay, so welcome to a Google Doc of all things. I know. That's kind of why I'm so scared of this one. This comes to us courtesy of the one and only Flying Dean At this point, friend of the channel. All right, well, let's see what this thing has to say. Look at this. The world download provided will include the main build itself and all of the firmware needed to support it. What do you mean firmware? The output port for the build, however, is not included in the world download as it would spoil the build otherwise. Instructions to build the output port are provided. Dude, what is an output port? This has to be computational, right? This machine may crash your game if you have a lot of mods installed. Luckily, I don't have much mods installed, but it could crash. Well, let's do it. Okay, I was nervous there for a second. Oh my god. All right, let me get my trusty baton and let's see what this... Oh, you know what? You know what? This actually might be easier to guess than I thought it was. I bet you this is a map display. Being friends with a certain crafty masterman has its perks. The man who is responsible for Geometry Dash in Minecraft actually used something that looks very similar to this to display color on his GDMC. So let's see what he's got going on here. I could painstakingly count the number of pixels. Oh, okay, so each one is 4. So there are 27. Let's see what this has going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and just peek in here. Okay, so we do have, oh, I don't have the mini HUD mod. Rookie mistake on my part. Yeah, so we see boats and music discs, it looks like. I assume that each row is being encoded as to like what color it should be. That looks like a jukebox, I do believe. And luckily for me, I know a thing or two about encoding in jukeboxes. Wait a second. 27 is a full shulker box, isn't it? So why are there so many full shulker boxes? You know what this is? This is a video player. One frame is in a single shulker box. This is an animation that contains 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 frames. And I'm guessing that each time you click this note block, it advances a frame. Okay, so I'm locking in a programmable map display, color map display that plays some sort of encoded video. That's encoded in each of these barrels down here. All right, let's see what the answer says. It's a map display. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna read through the rest of this and prep this for a bit of a final showcase. Let's see what this thing is really made of. All right, so read through the instructions, got the map set up. I know it's tiny, but that is exactly how it's supposed to be according to Flying Dean. We'll see if it actually takes 11 seconds or if it destroys my computer. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, we're starting to hear a lot of jumbled music, folks. Hold on, there we go. All right, we are currently seeing, hold on a second. Oh yeah, we're basically off the charts here. Oh, it's my logo. No way, that's so cool. Oh wait, I can't get rid of, okay, anyways. That's so sick, that's my logo. You know, honestly, didn't kill my computer so bad. All right, next image. Oh, here it is. Oh my God, it's a QR code. All right, folks, if you dare, you can scan that QR code. Hopefully my cursor's not in the way. Oh, there we go. You know what? Curiosity's got the best of me. I'm gonna also scan it. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna turn up the volume on my phone too, just in case. I think we all know what this is. This is a Rickroll, right? Oh, it just says hi, Jazzy. Aw. Thanks, Flying Dean. All right, so 4 out of 5. Not too shabby. Let me know how you did in the comments below, and please subscribe if you haven't already. 100K is right around the corner, and I just know we can hit it before the end of the year, so please subscribe. Regardless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.